Let's do a check. Let me go to YouTube. Hello, everybody. Just in case you are tuning in, I'm going to be doing a sound check. I'm going to do a sound check to give myself some time to see. I'm going to do a sound check to give myself some time. Perfect. To see. I'm going to give time for people to come on in. If you are viewing now today, yes. You are viewing the Core Inspirations channel live. My name is Melanie. And this channel is for social work students and professionals. I've designed this channel for social work students and professionals in mind. And my name is Melanie. And we're going to get into this live, y'all. I want to give it some time while we're waiting and rendering time for people to kind of get in. Like I said, everybody's schedule is different. Definitely drop it low down below. If you are MSW student, if you are BSW student, if you are in your social work career, comment down below. And anybody that's watching that I know, definitely give me a shout out down below. Let me know you're in the building. I am so excited. I think I said it every time I come on. Like, I'm so excited, but I do be excited to talk to y'all. I really do. We're talking about a heavy hitter tonight, y'all. A heavy hitter tonight. So I'm going to be just kind of, I guess what I can do to start just kind of doing some housekeeping while people are coming in. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the live. Welcome. And I want to make sure that I am paying attention to the chat. But if you are just coming in, definitely comment down below and let me know your name. Let me know what state you're in. If you're an MSW student, BSW student, or if you're in your social work career, if you're a therapist, I would love to know. And while we're going to give it time, I'm going to start at 8:40 because we have a lot to get into today, y'all. We have a lot of information to get into. So I'm just going to just give an overview right now. Happy International Women's Day. Happy Social Work Month. Happy, it doesn't matter what day it is. You're dope. You're the bomb. I just want to say happy International Women's Day. Kudos to everyone that's in the field. Kudos to all of the women. And then their support systems as well, right? But I just want to just let you know you are watching Core Inspirations. This channel is intentionally designed to provide social work students and social work professionals support throughout the duration of their classroom experience to their actual social work career. So you're definitely in the right place at the right time. And I just want to kind of just give some housekeeping as well. Definitely make sure that you like the video, you all. Make sure that you like the live because I want to make sure that I'm making sure that I'm giving my reach to people that are definitely in need of support throughout their programs. Like it's real life, people are struggling, y'all. I've been there. If you're a student, you know. If you're not a student, you're a professional, you still know because you've been there, done that, right? So I am definitely looking forward to tonight's live. And I think it's so fitting, right? Because today is International Women's Day. It is actually Social Work Month for the entire month. And this topic tonight, I really feel like it is just super fitting. So I'm going to give space. Like I said, we're going to start at 8:40. The time now is 8:36. I just want to let you know if you're just now tuning in, if you don't know who I am, if this is your first time seeing this beautiful face, first time seeing me, I have earned my BSW, my MSW, and I'm currently a practicing therapist in the state of North Carolina. I have travailed and I have endured, and I'm here. I'm here to support. This channel really has become a product of my own struggles, my own processes of working through, right? First generation of student, non-traditional student, so it's just a lot. just a little bit about myself, because I am getting a lot of new followers and a lot of new subscribers. So I find myself introducing myself. So if you know who I am, kudos to you. But if you don't, I wanted to introduce myself, okay? So definitely what I'm going to be doing for the entire month of March, I'm going to be doing lives every Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So definitely make sure that you are tuning in. And I always leave up the replay, because I want to make sure that for people's schedule who do not align with that particular time frame, which is every Tuesday for the entire month of March at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can have a chance to go back and look at the replay, okay? But we are getting into it. We got about 2 more minutes to go before we get into our topic matters. I will let you know this. If we have anyone that joins us, if you have any questions, you can have, I'm going to be doing a Q&A based upon just the engagement tonight. So if you have any questions, nothing's off the table, feel free to have your questions to the end. Or you can do it periodically depending on how I'm doing tonight. But we have a lot to cover tonight. So I'm excited about tonight. So hopefully everybody's enjoyed their day. Hopefully you had a wonderful day. Your week is going good so far. You had a good weekend. Yeah, y'all, I'm just excited. I'm really excited. For the people who are new to the channel, like brand spanking new, you don't know who I am at all and what I do. Currently, right now, I am a social work development coach, and I offer courses, tailor-made, custom-made courses right now, and I'm working with people in regards to their needs for their training and development needs. So if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, definitely DM me on Instagram, and we can go from there. Okay, I will say this: I'm only taking serious inquiries only, because like I said, there are a lot of people who are in need of support, and I just want to make sure that's a good fit. Okay, I want to make sure it's a good fit. So I have free content that is up and going on the channel. Definitely look around. I share my BSW journey, my MSW journey, internships, field practicum experiences, job search process. Like, I've been really intentional about building a platform, But because of the feedback that I've gotten, because I've talked with you all, because I've heard and listened to you all, I have now stepped more into my role of, like I said, training and development. And you can work with me one-on-one right now. So I'm currently taking clients. Like I said, if you want to work one-on-one with me, feel free to definitely DM me on Instagram at Core Inspiration. So let me put that in there. You can follow me on Instagram at Core Inspirations. And we're about to get into it. All right. So we're about to get into it. So tonight's topic, social work career, resigning, like we're talking about it, y'all. It's inevitable, right? It's inevitable for some people. Some people have different ways that they do things, but if you are in your social work career, it's something that you're going to consider or have to do within your career trajectory. But how do you know when it's your time to go? How do you know when it's your time to go? So we're going to be touching on some pointers today, and I'm going to just expound upon them, right? So like I said, in lieu of Social Work Month, in lieu of International Day, women, we carry a lot of different roles. We have a lot of different responsibilities. There's a lot of different hats that we wear. And because of that, it's so imperative that you know and that you have the skill sets to assess and do inventory and look into your life and see, hey, how do I know when it's my time to go? How do you know when you have wore out your welcome within a role? How do you know? How do you assess? How do you determine? How do you make that decision? How do you make that best informed decision and choice to say, hey, I need to go? So we're going to talk about it. And I want you to know too, you all, I ask you all direct questions like, hey, what's working for you all? What do you want to know? So I take that in consideration. So definitely feel free if you want to leave it in my comments, or if you want to, like I said, DM me about any topic matters. Definitely, I'm open to that because I want to be able to provide information that you all need in your walk, in your journey, in your academic and professional journey. So, a lot of these topics that I come up with, some of them I come on my own, but a lot of them I come through from hearing you all telling me what you all would like and what you need to hear. But tonight's topic, we're definitely talking about it: social work career, resigning. How do you know when it's your time to go? So I'm going to spend a moment, and I'm just going to read my post. I made a post today, and it's in regards to the same actual topic. So I'm going to spend some time actually reading that because I really felt like, it was very heartfelt and me expressing it, right? So let me go back to the post. Let me read it from the beginning. It says, resigning does not have to be a negative thing. Know when it's your time to go. I said, so can you please tell me why putting a letter of resignation? So can you please tell me why putting a letter of resignation is a bad thing? I said, I can understand that it may not always be an easy thing to do depending on your unique situations, right? But let's face it, within your social work career, you will have to consider this. And with the proper support and guidance, you can fully assess your situation, strategize, and execute your exit plan. It does not have to be a daunting task. It does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be a nasty process. It does not have to be something you fear. It does not have to ruin your life or your career. Honestly, it doesn't. I promise you I get it. I understand that a simple choice can easily turn into a messy one quick, especially if you feel like you are intimidated, afraid, bullied, voiceless, controlled, underappreciated, not considered, overlooked, unsupported, lack experience, and just out here alone. When you feel like you are not sure of yourself or decisions, you can make costly mistakes. I understand that change can be very scary. I understand that the unknown can be even scarier. But I also know that when you connect with the right support in your industry, you can learn to understand that it's simply a part of a process. That's it. It's simply a thing. No need to be confused and overwhelmed. Why? Because just as it was important for you, talking about you all, to get and obtain that job, that role, that position, that title, knowing when it's time to go is just as, and I would say even more important. Don't allow others to make you feel guilty for being focused on your goals. Know this: all advice is not always good advice. It may not always be applicable to your particular situation. It may not always be ideal decision or process for your industry. It can cost you if you make the wrong move. And I said, I am here to help. So this is my post that I made. If you're not following me on Instagram, definitely make sure that you are following me on Instagram because I do, like I said, I do provide content over there as well. But it is so imperative, like I said, in lieu of Social Work Month, in lieu of Happy, International Day, like I said, Happy International Women's Day. It is so important that we learn how to assess what is serving us, what no longer serves us, what is helping us, what's no longer, bringing. It's a give and exchange, right? We're talking about reciprocity, the exchange of value, give and take. So I just want to start it off. Can you comment down below? Tell me about some of you all's roles that you're currently in. I want to just kind of engage with you. I see that people are still coming in. Welcome to Core Inspirations, you all. My name is Melanie, and you are watching Core Inspirations. It's a channel designed with social work students and professionals in mind. We're just getting started. I just finished reading an actual post, and we're talking about it tonight. Social work career, resigning. How do you know when it's your time to go? So I want to see if we can kind of get some engagement starting. And if not, I'm going to continue on because I don't want to hold you all tonight, but it's a lot that we want to cover tonight. Again, if you are an MSW student or a BSW student and within your social work career, definitely please comment down below. I would love to know. I would love to know. But yes, resigning doesn't have to be a negative thing, you all. And on that post, I had put on there 5 things that I thought that it would be so sufficient, so sufficient and so fitting. Things that if you find your population, the field of social work is conducive to working with various types of people within numerous levels of practice. So we have the micro level, we have the mezzo level, and we have the macro level. So depending on what level of social work you're wanting to inquire about, or you're working towards, or you're currently in, you are going to deal with all different types of people. So I want you to be mindful of that. All of the work that comes along with that, all of the work that comes along with your role, not even talk about your domesticated part of your life. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do a sound check. It's raining in my area and I don't want to lose it, okay? But while I'm doing that, please comment down below, you all. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know where you're tuning in at, right? Let me know where you're tuning in at, okay? Give me 1 second. Want to make sure that the sound is not interrupted. Give me 1 second. All right. Perfect. And we're back. We're back. Thank you for that small intermission. But yeah, what was I saying? I said just in general, we're talking about tonight why resigning and knowing when it's your time to go is so vital in the work that we do, in the career that we do. I was getting to the fact and to the point that we deal with so many different things on our jobs and our careers, within our personal lives, juggling many different hats, doing many different things, just thriving and surviving and really, working our social work programs, working that process. And then all of those responsibilities that comes with the assignments and all of that. And it's so important. A lot of times people want to, get to their end goal and then try to get all these skill sets. But I am one that really likes to start it from the beginning. That student process for you is very much vital development. You need to learn early on how, when you get into your social work career, and if you're already there, you know what I'm about to say. It's vitally important because our field is conducive to a lot. You have to be present. You're dealing with people. You have so much to, give back. And it's important that you know that, because these pointers that I'm about to get into tonight, I want you to really give me your feedback and tell me what you think. But number one, in considering when to resign, we're talking about, how do you identify? What do you consider when you are talking about resigning? And even more that, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. So number one, my first pointer of things to consider is, is this an impulsive or an emotional response? So we know that things on the job, in the job place, in school, can get hectic. It can get intense. There's situations that can cause about all different types of responses. But when you are considering something as resigning or putting, making that choice to say, hey, I'm going to move on, it is so important that you assess yourself and you see where you're coming from. Is this impulsive? Am I just doing this because it's a response out of something that's quick, something that has not been thoroughly thought through? Can you relate to that? I can relate to that. There's been times that I have made impulsive decisions. I would definitely be the first to admit that. I think we all have. It depends on what you have on your plate at the time, what your focus is on, what you have juggling. A lot of those different pressures. Like I said again, this is International, Women's Day. This is National, Social Work Month. And it's really important, though you're striving and wanting to be excellent in your career and thrive and succeed and have so much success, it's really important that you learn boundaries really early on. So knowing when it's time to go is just as important as doing that job search, searching for that ideal role, that dream job. It's so vital that you know. So if you are doing things out of being impulsive or in an emotional state, I would definitely tell you to consider assessing yourself. And we're going to go right to the second point. The second point is in regards to resigning, in regards to knowing when it's your time to leave. Have you assessed and looked into your life and say, hey, do I have any unresolved conflict? Like, I'm going to just let that sit right there. These are things to consider. On Core Inspirations channel, we do all things where I inspire you from the core of who you are. First, as a person, as a student, and as a professional. And you're not going to tell me that you're just a professional or you're just a student. No, because before you are a student, before you are a professional, you are a person first. And I feel like we have to learn how to fully develop. I've had my own experiences. I don't get it 100% of the time right myself, but oh my goodness, I've travailed and journeyed. I have did my work with a lot of development and growing on myself, learning things from trial and error. And that's why, like I said, I'm so passionate about giving back. I'm very open about certain things definitely as it comes to the social work practices and procedures, because like I said, you need support. I had to learn that. You have so much going on. You're focused here, you're focused there, you're doing this, you're doing that. You got this, trying to fit this in, trying to fit this, sliding your, trying to align and adjust you all, We're always playing a balancing act. But I want you to be reminded to remember to look into the core of who you are. So everything that you get from this Core Inspiration, from the podcast that's on here, and I have 3 episodes up for those who are new to this, to the channel, to the actual lives that I'm doing every month this month on Tuesdays at 8:30 at Eastern Standard Time, in honor of Social Work Month. And then even the courses that I create with you. I'm currently taking clients right now. I'm working one-on-one where you get a curated custom course where I work with you on your problems to meet your development and training needs. Because like I said, I've heard so many different people who are just struggling and really just need the support. So I'm letting you know that I'm here. If you're interested in working with me on one-on-one, definitely feel free to DM me and we can kind of talk further, okay? We can talk further. But yes, tonight, how do you know when it's your time to go? How do you know? What are some things that you can know about yourself when you say, you know what? Yeah, I think it's about time for me to go. We're talking about 5 pointers that I think that you need to consider. And number 1, we talked about, is this an impulsive or an emotional response? Because we want to make sure that we're coming with a clear head. We want to make sure that when we're making major decisions, even though we're definitely going to be tempted with the temptation of doing something fast, or just relieving yourself from that pain or that frustration or that irritation or that stress. But we want to make sure that we're doing it from a clear and calm and centered place. And that is the core of who you are. Okay? The second one I was asking, do you have any unresolved conflict? This is real stuff, y'all. This is real stuff. We're talking about social work career, resigning. How do you know when it's your time to go? We have sometimes personal unresolved conflict. I'm talking about in your family life, extended family, close family, in yourself, internal conflict, as well as professional. Maybe you don't see eye to eye with that supervisor. Maybe that manager has not provided you with the training that you need to really be successful in your role. Maybe you just feel like, hey, I just made this too soon. This may be a good position, but it's not a good position for me right now. Like, let's talk about that. What are some of the unresolved conflicts that you have in your life? These are things to consider. These are things to consider. And I'm going to move on to number 3, pointer number 3, things to consider. Taking self-inventory. Taking self-inventory. When you're talking about your social work career, when you're talking about the time that you put in, the time, the sacrifices, the late nights, the early mornings, being able to show up for your clients. Are you taking self-inventory of what you may be dealing with? The work that we do, burnout is real. Vicarious trauma is real. Secondary trauma, whatever you want to call it. Burnout, compassion fatigue, vicarious trauma is real. And we have to take care of ourselves. As women, as professionals, as students. And students, I want to definitely talk to you about that, because I feel like people, again, their end goal is to get the career. Get the career, get the career, get the career. But you need to start practicing healthy boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, even while being a student. There are sometimes complications that may come along, but it's really, this is the thing that I've learned. It's so much more in how you respond to it, because you can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. So taking self-inventory. Am I that one that just had an attitude? Am I late every day, all the time? You know, we're talking about resigning. We're talking about social work career resigning. How do you know when it's your time to go? Are you contributing to an environment? Are you contributing to you needing to go? These things and these pointers are not to put you down in any form or fashion. But like I said, everything here on this channel, we are true and real. We come from a center space of inspiring ourselves. And that's what my goal is to do, to inspire you from the core of who you are as a person, as a student, and as a professional. We have to really do self-inventory and know, who are we at our core? When's the last time that you sat down to discover that? What are the values that you have? I have a video on that. I have a video on discovering your core values in your profession. Definitely check that out. Because we're not talking about just working a job, just another 9 to 5. I know you're going to go get your BSW, MSW. Those are what, macro work. Some of the people that want to, do medical social work. Some of the people that want to do, policies and procedures. Some of the people that want to do, direct practice, more in the clinical track, nonprofit, in the criminal justice sector. It's so vital that you know who you are. I got a video on that. I learned that that's a deal breaker from just working a job and having a career. You have so much. I'm going to say, let me just share this before we get into all the actual tips. I know what it is firsthand to feel stuck. I know what it is firsthand to feel frustrated, to be hurt, disappointed, because I've been there. I have been in situations within my career and with the student process. You go through things even as a student. This is real life, y'all. This is real life. And you need practical tips, and you need to learn how to implement how to be healthy. How to be healthy. How do you determine something? How do you make your best informed decision? And you can't do that from a place without taking self-inventory and checking yourself. Do you push yourself to depletion? Do you push yourself so much to the point that you put yourself last? Do you push and push and push and push and push and find a way? Say no to yourself, but yes to everybody else? I'm going to say that one more time. Say no to yourself, but yes to everybody else. These are things that we have to become better at. Because if we take the time to become better at loving ourselves and doing the necessary things that we need to do for ourselves, when it comes to doing things like resigning and how do you know when it's your time to go, you'll know that. Why? Because you're in tune with you. You're in tune with your core values. And when you deal with things that are conflicting, and when you see things that are conflicting, you find different strategies and you see. But sometimes the time is the time to go. And that's what we're talking about tonight. How do you know? How do you know when it's your time to go? Do you feel it? Do you sense it? What is your process for you? I would love to know. We're getting into the fourth pointer. Tonight we're talking about social work career. The ideal dream. I know when I was in my BSW program, and like for some of you all that don't know, I worked at the Department of Social Services for 9 years. I worked in government sector, and I went to different roles within that position. I initially started off as an intake worker, and in that role, I did a lot of talking with families, doing a lot of eligibility requirements and interviewing, doing a lot of case management on the front end. And as I move within my process, within my trajectory of my career, as I move within my company, I got more and more behind the scenes. And I tell this often because I want people to know, and I'm sharing it. I got more and more behind the scenes. And now on one hand, it was a good thing because during my BSW process, I went back to school. I was working full time. And that's a whole nother video. I got a video on that too. But it was very challenging for me. It was very challenging. Sometimes we set goals. Sometimes we're so ambitious. And sometimes we're so tunnel vision and gung-ho that we really don't count up the cost to know what this is going to require from me. So again, having skill sets to be having self-inventory and know what it takes or know what it needs. What does, for me to make this goal or for me to meet this, what do I have to prepare myself? What preparations are required? Because sacrifices are going to have to be made either way. But like I said, as I moved in my career, working at the Department of Social Services, and it was an ideal job for me. I learned so much in that role. But as the years go on, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, I had probably been in 3 different types of roles by that time. But the last role that I was in, it got me so far behind the scenes that I did not have a lot of engagement with people again. It got me so far, but initially I had to do self-inventory because I felt like, hey, something is off with me. I don't have that. And I know, listen, you get tired. You're not always going to be a spring chicken every day, doing your, working your roles and your positions. But when something is different within yourself. And if you don't know, this video is perfect for you. It's right on time. Because we are talking about tonight, within your social work career, resigning. How do you know when it's your time to go? How do you know when it's your time to go? And I'm going to just share the quote from the post that we're talking about tonight and the topic that we're talking about. Resigning does not have to be a negative thing. Knowing when it's your time to go. And we're talking about 5 things to consider. 5 things to consider. Are you overwhelmed? Walking in overwhelm? Are you stressed out? Walking in that stress? Are you doing anything about it? First pointer that I provided tonight and things to consider when assessing, looking at, determining, making your best informed decision of when it's time to go. Number 1, is this an impulsive or emotional response? Am I just doing things because of what was done to me or what I feel like I need to do and it's just fast? It's just quick. Number 2, do I have any resolved conflict? And I'm going to say this too, because this is one of the things, like I'm so passionate you all about it, and I hope that you all can see the authenticity as I talk to you all. When it talked about unresolved conflict, sometimes we can have internal unresolved conflict. I remember in school, and this was in my grad school, this is when I was in my MSW program, and after I actually graduated, I remember reading a statistic about how people that are in the helping professions really have trauma that they haven't even addressed. And one of the things that I have a saying to say, the worst type of clinician there is, the worst type of social worker there is, the worst type of professional there is is the one who's not self-aware. And I have a segment on my channel here where I call Core Living. Check it out. It doesn't have all the high views and all of that. And I'm not a big YouTuber at all, but my heart and my commitment is big. I'm here to support you all. But I want to get back to doing more core living type activities. It's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I've kind of gotten away from on the channel because I've been really giving back into like giving you all your needs as it relates to like social work programs and career and development. But I want to really get back to the core living segment. The core living segment here on YouTube, it taps into some of those concepts about, I have one video on there about fulfillment. Like, what is fulfillment? What does fulfillment look like to you? What does it look like to you? What does it look like for you? I have a video on that. And want you to understand, I know for me, and everybody is different, but it took me to have to go back to my internal, my core, and really see, is it things that I need to, unlearn? Are there some negative thoughts that I need to unlearn? Are there some negative habits I need to stop? Are there some boundaries that I need to put in place? Y'all, real talk. You're not going to last in this field if you continue to you'll be burned out. Be burned out in a year at times, depending on what role you're in. I'm being honest. And I'm not being negative. I'm really not being negative. I'm being realistic. You have to take care of yourself. It was something else I was reading. I heard someone else was saying that oftentimes, because self-care is definitely like this trending word. It's trending, it's popping, people are saying it, talking all about it. You hear it pretty much everywhere you go, people within the social work space and people without. Self-care, definitely with the pandemic and all of that. But what is self-care? What really is self-care? How do you implement that in your daily life? Because oftentimes people are doing aftercare and calling it self-care. So you're trying to self-care after you've been burnt out. Guilty. Realistically, guilty. But we have to be able to make changes, y'all. We have to be able to make changes. And knowing who you are, the core of who you are, it helps you to be able to be strategic about what roles you want. It lets you know, hey, this might not be ideal to me because you know who you are at your core. That was a game changer for me. And it takes, like I said, support. So tonight we have been talking about social work career, resigning. Why does it have to be a bad thing? Why does it have to be a bad thing? Why does it have to have this negative notation? And then we're talking about, how do you know when it's your time to go? How do you know when you have been in a role and it's time to leave that role? What do you observe about yourself? What do you do in making your most informed decisions? And we're talking about some topic matters that I think is helpful to consider. Number one, is this an impulsive or emotional response? Number two, is there any unresolved conflict internally, professionally? Number three, have you taken self-inventory to really assess and see, hey, what was my initial thoughts for this role for myself? Taking that self-inventory. What maybe I may be doing that may be contributing to some of these things? We have to be honest with ourselves. And now we're moving to number four. Have I reached my goals? So we're not just, doing something just to do something. We have goals. We have aspirations, that inspire us, that motivate us. And in that role, have you met your goal? Because sometimes you haven't. Sometimes you haven't met your goal. And that's okay depending on what the situation is. Like I said, I'm here. These are things to consider. I am nowhere forcing you to do anything. But I want us to have a candid conversation because I want you to be comfortable with sometimes uncomfortable things. I want you to be comfortable with, not letting people make you feel guilty about you needing to make a choice for you. Oftentimes we make choices. Oftentimes we're sacrificing. Oftentimes we're doing, we're going, we're pushing, we're working, we're pulling, we're lifting, we're pushing. Oftentimes we're doing all these things. And we go and we go and we go and we go and we push and we push and we push. And, if the pandemic is not an example that, nothing is forever. I have a saying that I say, nothing is forever except for Jesus Christ. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing exists forever except for Jesus Christ himself. So we have to equip ourselves for change. And I want to spend a little piece on that too. I know sometimes, change is not easy. Change is not always easy. But I think depending on your situation, you have to ask yourself though, do I want to maintain and be in something that is non-productive, that may be contributing to some of, even there's people, I'm telling you, depending on the stress levels of your job, there has been people that I know that has been affected in their physical body and in their mind due to stress. Stress is a real thing. And if you're choosing this profession, it's really important that you know, like I said, who you are. I have a video on that, why it's so vital that you know who you are when choosing the profession of social work. The things that I talk about here, the services that I provide, if you're just now joining in, my name is Melanie. Welcome. I see some other people are coming in. I see other people coming in. But if you are just tuning in, my name is Melanie, and you are watching Core Inspirations. This channel is designed for social work students and professionals. And we talk about all things social work here. We talk about real topics and real stuff. And I want you to know that I've been around here for a little while. I've been making videos on a lot of different things, but the need has been overwhelming. The need and where some of you all are. I have now moved into my role in creating courses. I'm a social work development coach, and I work with you to meet your individual development and training needs because you need support, you all. We have to take the time out, the necessary time out. And let me just say this. One thing about the profession of social work that I absolutely love, I feel so empowered because like I said, I knew what that place felt like when I was stuck. I know what it feels like to want to do something else, but you're in this commitment and you have all this that you're trying to work on before you can get there. I understand that. I'm not saying just jump up. Like I said, the first topic was, considering, am I doing something? Am I being impulsive right now? Am I being emotional? Because we want to make sure, like I said, we're rational coming from a centered space. But it is so important that we learn how to implement the necessary development skills to develop. Because one thing I was saying, I love the profession of social work because it aligns with my core values. A lot of the work that we do is social injustice. We do a lot of advocacy work. We do a lot of work surrounding working with marginalized, oppressed populations, vulnerable populations. And that comes with you taking on the burdens sometimes of people's situations, their problems, their stress, their pain. And you have to know when, hey, I've done all I can do for this client. I've done all I can do at this agency. And I don't want you to feel bad about it. And I love the profession because there's so many different various things that you can do. There's so many different things that you can do. And if you are kind of like me, I have an eclectic style where I love to learn. I'm a life learner. I'm always trying to figure, I'm interested a little bit in this or this and that. But like I said, it's just very, very important that you learn these things. And we're talking about it. Things to consider. We just finished up number 4, have I reached my goals? And then number 5, do I need to actually stay? Like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to make you do anything. But I am here to help you and challenge your thinking. Social work career, resigning. How do you know when it's time to go? It's just as important as job searching. Because if you do not take the time to process what change can look like, it doesn't always have to be a bad thing just because it feels. And let me just talk about this. Can we talk about complacency for a minute? Can we talk about that? Even for my social work students, even for some of my clients and some of my other people that are older in age, depending on where you're at. This is for everybody across the board. Because people can be complacent in different stages of their process, right? What do you feel like you need to be fulfilled, to feel like you're having a purposeful and meaningful career? The professional social work can give you that. But you have to know how to navigate that. And it takes support. I'm telling you, it takes support. Sometimes I know that when people are newly graduated and they get that first role and they've been there a year, sometimes they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get another role, but I'm not saying that it may be the thing for you to automatically leave. What I'm saying is reassess and look into your life. Making sure you're not being impulsive and having an emotional response, making sure you resolve any unresolved conflict, whether that's personal or professional, making sure you take the time to do self-inventory. Are you contributing to your own situation, to your own problems? Is it something that you can learn? Is it something that you can do? Asking yourself, have you reached your goal? Some of you all have financial goals. Some of you all have, depending on, where you're trying to go, by having this position, it helps you to get to where else you're trying to go, Have you reached that goal? Have you reached that goal? Or can you reach that goal somewhere else? Because not everything is ideal. And we can go in thinking one thing, feeling one way. And we have to be understanding that, hey, I had a goal here. This was my plan, but something came. But again, if you don't know your values, if you don't know your core values, you won't have a gauge to assess things on. So like I said, a lot of you all, if you're wanting to work with me personally, one-on-one, make sure you DM me. Please make sure that you direct message me on Instagram so we can kind of start working, one-on-one with a lot of you all goals. I'm currently taking clients right now because I'm doing, I'm pretty much trying to really open up some more things for the month of social work. So while I'm taking clients, feel free to reach out to me. But yeah, let me go. I see something here. Okay. Donna McLean, she said, this is a very good topic to speak on, especially in the work environment people are dealing with daily. Absolutely. But this is what we're talking about. How do you know when it's your time to go? What are some of the things that you know about yourself that say, hey, if this happens, I'm out. If this happens, oh, I'm definitely out. Or this happened, but I think I can stay a little longer. That's what everybody has, different outcomes. Everybody has different goals. But these are the things that I wanted you to consider for tonight. I want you all to get very comfortable at assessing what you need and what you want. Because guess what? If you don't go for it, and if you don't know, nobody else is going to know for you. So I want you to take care of yourself, and in honor of Social Work Month, in honor of International Women's Day, from woman to woman, to one social worker, to one clinician, to another professional, know that you're worth it. Know that you're worth being uncomfortable. Know that you're worth creating a career. Let me say this too. I'm not saying that you're not going to go through challenges. That's life, right? And some of those challenges are not necessarily a bad thing. We grow. We learn, we grow, right? But I'm saying that if you are in a space, and even before you get there, because there are things where, when I said take self-inventory, another part of that too is your environment. Knowing what type of environment, what work environment you need that's more conducive to your growth and to your learning style. You get to choose. That's what I want to say. That's perfect. You get to choose. And I know that the profession of social work is a highly stigmatized profession, but I'm here to tell you, you can't take advice from everyone. Oftentimes, because the role title of social worker has not been regulated in certain states, people take on the title of being a social worker, but not having the education of a social worker, because some of the roles are transferable when you're talking about administration, when you're talking about like admin stuff, when you're talking about case management. Some of those are transferable skills, but you have to know what's for you. That's what I'm saying. You have to know what's for you. And you have choices. Don't let people out here that's been in these social work titles or roles, or even people that may have bad experiences, that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but so are you. And you are entitled to say, hey, I appreciate that, but I'm going to try this for myself. Hey, I appreciate that, but I may consult someone who knows the industry. There's one thing in getting advice about career. There's another, there's getting career, about student processes, being a grad school student. But there's this fine tuning and effectiveness when you get the right support that aligns with the industry that you're in. I know social work processes to run through. Do I know everything? I don't know everything. I'm not here to say. But I've learned a whole lot. So I really hope that you all have enjoyed the live. You all are really, really quiet tonight. I don't see too many people in the chat, but it's okay. Like I said, nevertheless, I'm still going to move forward with, giving you all just, good content as it relates to like social work practices and procedures, as it relates to you being a social work student and a social work professional. I want to make sure that I also turn this over to Q&A, but I don't hear no questions. Y'all are really, really quiet today. She said, really enjoyed this live tonight. You definitely touched on life stages in many careers. Thank you for that. Yes. And I get that a lot of times too. I've had people that reach out to me. They're like, I'm not a social worker, but I know that what you said, I really can use that. So my heart is for my for my social work students and professional. But yes, a lot of what I'm saying is definitely transferable within different industries and with different professions. But yeah, I'm not going to hold it up. I'm going to give it a little bit more time and just kind of do some more housekeepings. If you are, like I said, you want to follow me on Instagram, I put my handle in the comment section. So don't forget to follow me there. It's Core Inspirations at one word. And I'm also, like I said, I'm thinking of some other things about working with people that are really needing I'm thinking about doing some group work too, y'all. I'm thinking about doing some group work. I'm always trying to come up with some different ways to really reach a certain amount of people on a higher scale. So definitely make sure that you like the video. Make sure you thumbs it up. I'm going to give you about a couple of seconds. Thumbs it up. Look, I can't even say seconds, right? I'm going to give it a couple of seconds for you all to thumb it up. So thumb up the video, because the algorithm, like I said here on YouTube, they definitely will only show my videos if it gets a certain amount of attention. And another thing too, you all, I am on this channel on the road to 1K. I am nowhere near there yet, but I want you all to help me. So if you know people that are really in need of actual support, whether they work with me one-on-one or not, I do offer, like I said, I've moved into a development coaching role where I'm curating and creating individual customized courses for you all to meet your training and development needs. But you don't have to work with me. I'm letting you know what services I'm providing now, because I've gotten a lot of questions about it. So I am currently taking clients. But even if they don't want to work with me one-on-one, still let them know about the channels. They can still benefit from a lot of the free content that is here. So definitely let other people know. Share, and share. I'm also going to start making more, getting more back into making some episodes on the podcast here. I do have a podcast. I have 3 episodes up here. It's called the Social Work Learning Lounge. And I'm just kind of, getting back into the flow of really kind of supporting. I'm trying to really, working on some things and positioning so that I can work into what fulfills me. And helping you all, that fulfills me, right? So I'm showing up for you, but I'm showing up for me too, because I feel like I'm a person that I value development, I value training, I value helping people, equipping them with the skills that they need to be successful in their role, to be successful in your life. And if you are choosing the profession of social work, and if you feel like you're not going to make money, if you feel like all you're going to be able to do is, be hated by people and, just take children away, please DM me. If you're struggling, within your social work program, if you're struggling within your career, or even if you're thriving in your social work program and you're thriving in your career, definitely reach out to me. Let me know what you're doing is successful. You don't always have to reach out for for services, but I'm available for that, and I wanted to be very open with you all to let you know that I am currently taking clients, and if you're interested on one-on-one work with me, you can DM me directly at Core Inspirations, and I put it in the chat. I put my hand on the chat. Make sure that you're following me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Please make sure you thumbs it up, y'all. I'm going to give another couple of seconds for that. Please thumbs up the video. But I'm going to turn it over to Q&A. Now, to all of my people who just snooping and seeing and don't want nobody to know where you're at, please go ahead and put your question in the chat if you want me to address it. Please put your questions in the chat so that way I can spend some time answering your questions. But we're coming up right on an hour. So I think we're doing excellent with time. I just want you to know, you all matter. You all matter. And I'm telling you, even with people pursuing the profession of social work, I have a video on that too, why social work is for me. But people have their different reasons. Some people, we want to be social workers and working towards social, but we've been through real stuff in our life. Real talk, been through real stuff. Been through trauma, through hurt, through pain. But nevertheless, still wanting to give back and help others, So like I said, we have to do our work too, and especially if you are in the clinical sector. Oh, MG. Like I said, I'm currently a therapist as well, so before you can help other people unpack, before you can help other people, walk through their trauma and sit in their trauma, you got to sit in yours first. You got to do your work first. We can't just be telling other people to do all these interventions and coping mechanisms and all these other things, and we're not doing it ourselves. It's so easy to say something, but not be something. That's good. It's easier to say something, but not be something. But I want to encourage you all to be open to change, to be open to challenges, and to be open to have control of your career. Have control of your career because you can. And when I say control, I'm saying that you have say-so. If you need certain flexibility, if you need certain types of lifestyles, or certain things are more ideal for you, you have the flexibility to do that. And I want you to know that. The social work profession, please know, it's thriving. It's a thriving profession. It comes with so much, fulfillment in itself, for giving back and helping other people. I mean, you hear so many different stories. You hear so many people's personal experiences. And I'm telling you, it's the most fulfilling thing, one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done. I am I'm humble. Like, I'm telling you, I've learned so much, and I talk to other people about it, and I'm really liking all of some of the things we do. Now, do we have challenges? Yes. Yes. Do you get stressed out sometimes? Yes. But what are we talking about, though? How do you know when it's your time to go? A social work career. And resigning, you all, is not always a bad thing. We all have different times, right? That we can be in a space and work in that space, and then it's time for us to continue to grow. We're development. We're meant to develop. We're meant to grow, right? We're meant to progress. So that's not always a bad thing. Some of you all have all different types of goals, all different types of hopes and aspirations. And I just want to encourage you all, I just want to encourage you all because I know firsthand that pursuing a higher education degree does not exempt you from life. And you need support to be able to go through that process and live life. I know firsthand because I felt like I needed more support, and I did. Like I said, I was a non-traditional student, first generational student. I transferred my stuff from the community college. I started there. But I do not see any questions I don't see any questions here, but thank you for the people that did comment. I appreciate that. But I don't have anything else that I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. I think this is an awesome live. And again, I'm going to be here each Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I forgot my little water over there. I brought my water because I be talking, y'all. I need my water. But yeah, I'm going to be here at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday for the month of March. I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget anything. Definitely make sure you follow me, and make sure you tell people about the channel, you all. If you want to, if you feel that the information that I'm giving is valuable, I speak from my heart. So if it's not for you, it's not for you, and I'm okay, and that's okay. But if you feel that you have been really, you know, benefiting from the content here on this channel, like I said, I've been here a while, and I know the responses that I get on some of the videos. And my channel, like I said, is not a huge channel, but it's coming from a huge heart and a huge commitment that I have to help the social work students and professionals matriculate through their social work programs, through their social work career. And I'm here to help you do that. So please share this video with people. And like I said, I'm on a journey to 1K. My goal is to be 1K at the end of the year. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to be at 1K, y'all. And it's not so much of the numbers that it's because of the algorithm of how YouTube is set up. Once you get to the 1K, it opens up more access to people to have more access to the channel. And that's where I'm trying to head to. And I think I'm going to just start reporting on it, but definitely let people know. Share the content with other people. You know, it's free, y'all. It don't cost you anything to let someone know that there's some more support. And like I said, if you have any needs that you want to work with me on one-on-one, definitely DM me. Because I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to always have time. I'm planning and I'm preparing for taking on new clients for a certain period of time. So I'm telling you now, if you want to work with me one-on-one, definitely DM me, and we can definitely work it out and reach your goals and develop your course, because like I said, that's what I want to do. And I probably start doing a little bit more on that, because like I said, now I'm into that role and I'm enjoying it. I get to work with you even more because I've given so much video, so much, processes that I went through in my own personal experiences. I'm really enjoying working with you all with your own particular concerns. So I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm absolutely enjoying it. And I feel like it's just a space just for you. Like everything else you can do for this person, do for that person. My courses that are custom made, I call them curated core courses, because we're talking about you. We're talking about your needs, your wants, your goals, your aspirations, and we work together to get you there, to definitely get you there. But I'm currently taking clients, so like I said, DM me, and I'll let you know the processes of how that works. But I think that's everything, you all. I think that's everything. I still see you all are here, but I don't see any other questions coming into the chat right now. So I'll give it one more minute. The time now is 9:35. I'll just say 2 minutes just in case someone else have. But any other comments? Does anyone have anything else they want to add or want to say about social work career, resigning? How do you know when it's your time to go? I really appreciate you all tuning in with me this evening. I really do. And also, if you have any topic matters that you feel like is near and dear to your heart, and you feel like you want to kind of cover, let me pull up my calendar, because we have a few more. Let me see here. We have a few more. Excuse me. Let me see. Yep. We have March 15th. We're going to be coming, and we're going to be doing our live at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have March 22nd. We're going to be coming in again. And then on March 29th, and we're going to be wrapping up this series. So if you have anything that is near and dear to you, or if you just really have a pressing question or wanting some additional insight, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, and I'm not just saying that to say it. I literally, because a lot of times some of you all don't know it, but some of you all have had some of the same questions or around the same area of questions. And I do content based upon the amount of questions that I get that are kind of grouped in that same category. So yeah, we'll be back at it on the 15th, on the 22nd. Hey girl, hey Brittany, what's up, girl? What's up? Thank you for coming in with the live. What's going on? But yeah, on the 15th, the 22nd, and 29th. Now I'm trying to hold it up so y'all got some questions. Come on now. Y'all are it's raining over here where I'm at. So y'all sleeping tonight? Are y'all shy? Do we got some shy social workers in here, or social workers in training, or future social workers in here? Are y'all shy? Come on and let me know what y'all need. Or maybe you don't need anything else, but I see the numbers. People are coming in here. The numbers are increasing. And I don't like to go before really giving you the opportunity, but we're a little over an hour. But what's going on, Brittany? How was your day? How was your day? Do you have a busy day? So, yep, we're going to be doing 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. The next time we're going to be meeting is on the 15th Eastern Standard Time, 22nd and the 29th of March. So for the whole entire month of March, we're going to be coming in at it. We're going to be coming. Nothing much. Just wanted you... Oh, okay, just saw that you was on and wanted to say hi. Well, hey, girl. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate that. But yeah. But that's everything. That's everything. And let's see here. You all are still coming in. You're still coming in. But hopefully you all, we talked about social work career, resigning. How do you know when it's your time to go? And for one final last recap. Things to consider. Number 1. Is this an impulse or an emotional response? How do you know when it's your time to go? Are you moving from a place of being impulsive? Are you responding to your challenging time or problem or concern with an emotional response? Number 2, things to consider. Are there any unresolved conflicts, personal or professional? Number 3, taking self-inventory. Have you taken self-inventory? Are you the one to cut your eye at somebody in a minute? You the one to... Or you want to go with them hands and got a temper? Be honest now. We're talking about being real. We're talking about being real. Number 4, have you reached your goals? Have you reached your goals yet? And number 5, it may not be meant for you to go yet. Maybe there's more for you to develop in that role. Are you new to a supervisory role? Are you new to a leadership role? And you just like, oh my goodness, this is not what I expected. But can you further develop in that role, right? So the last one is, do I need to stay? Do I need to go at all? But I just want you to know, to be encouraged throughout your journey within your social work process, be it you are a social work student or a social work professional, okay? And I'm letting you know that support is here. But you all have an awesome evening. Again, happy National Women's Day and happy Social Work Month. I'll see you next week.